others as part of a 3-year experiment, including Davidson College and Tufts University. Test optional means that applicants can submit test scores if they want to, but it won't hurt their chances of admission if they don't. Top-ranked University of Chicago has been test optional since 2018. Anywhere from 10 to 15% of applicants to the University of Chicago don't submit the ACT or SAT, about the same proportion who are eventually admitted without scores. Bottom line, if you were able to take the SAT, ACT, and have a good score, submit it to a test-optional school. If not, take advantage of the flexibility that schools are offering. The University of California made perhaps the most far-reaching decision related to testing in response to the coronavirus. At first, the system, with nearly 300,000 students, simply suspended testing requirements for the class of 2021. But a few months later, in May 2020, the university's Board of Regents, which had debated eliminating the SAT-ACT before the pandemic struck, decided to do just that with a phased approach. The university's 9 campuses, including UCLA and Berkeley, will remain test-optional for the class of 2022 and then omit scores altogether from the review of in-state applicants in 2023 and 2024. It remains unclear for now what they will do with out-of-state applicants in those years. In 2025, the SAT-ACT will be eliminated from consideration altogether in the university system. Because California is the largest market for the exams, UC's decision could have a far-reaching impact at other elite schools in the coming years. No matter what, however, students and their parents emphasize the SAT-ACT and prepping for the tests much more than the admissions officers who evaluate the scores. Don't get me wrong, test scores are important at schools that require them, but high school grades and curriculum matter more. Research shows that the courses students take and how well they do in them are the 2 leading indicators of how students will perform in college. Sure, as a result of COVID-19 disruptions and high school's consequent move to pass-fail, colleges might be missing some grades they would have collected otherwise, but they'll still know which courses students took, and they'll have grades from the rest of high school. Admissions officers typically look for grades that are consistently good or improving throughout high school. If a student's grades were on the rise before the coronavirus interrupted school, applicants should make sure their teachers or counselors mention that steady improvement in their recommendation letters and give as many details as possible about their academic performance while homeschooling. The same goes for activities. Applicants should make sure their application includes what they were passionate about outside the classroom and how the pandemic affected those activities. As you'll come to see, if you don't tell admissions officers what really matters to you, they'll never know. Don't fret if you can't get to campus before you apply to a school. Even before COVID-19, most campus visits were made in April, after a student was accepted by a school. In the meantime, take virtual tours and attend online information sessions. Learning about a college virtually, however, takes much more work than a physical visit. Go beyond what colleges are offering and look for students on social media who attend the schools you're interested in. Search through Reddit and YouTube for threads and videos about the campuses. One frequent question I got from high school juniors in the early months of the pandemic was what might happen to their admissions chances if a large swath of the class of 2020 delayed their start to college. Don't worry. If students a year ahead of you need to apply again, admissions officers will be looking closely at what those teenagers did during their year off. Your senior year will be more current than theirs. Because of the pandemic, many colleges have fallen short of filling their freshman class in the fall of 2020. To make up for that shortfall, they'll need to admit and enroll more students from the class of 2021, and maybe in the classes beyond, to provide a financial cushion, potentially giving you a leg up. COVID-19 disrupted the lives of nearly everyone around the globe, including those who will be reviewing your application. During the year I spent inside